Hey guys, Simpler here on Sim Talks, and welcome back to another video. Tonight's video, I'm going to be talking about why I find classic creepypastas better than the new gen creepypastas as of this year and previous years. Now let me explain why I prefer classics over this stupid new shit that I keep seeing I have no interest in fucking looking at. So, I first got into creepypastas back in 2015 during my first time, experiencing the internet and stuff, right? First ever creepypasta I gotten into was Slender Man. And that one is a decent classic in my opinion. I do like Slender Man. I've watched people play the games in the past. I've listened to the stories. And Slender Man is a really good creepypasta. And the first ever lost episode creepypasta that I gotten into was suicidemouse.avi. That one was my first lost episode. And that one is also a classic. And it's terrifying, Mickey Mouse fucking walking past buildings and the screen gets all fucked up and shit. That one's also a decent classic. There's many more classics too. Just got I'm drinking the rest of my Coca-Cola here. I always got to stop to take a sip. And but like as I was saying though, there are many more classics though. There's Jeff the Killer, even though I don't support Seesaw because he's a piece of shit. I've seen the videos that the guy is actually a fucking menace, but we're not going to get onto that. That guy can go fuck himself, but we're going to get back on topic. But yeah, there's Jeff the Killer, there's Ben Drowned, Jane the Killer, there's Sonic.exe. Everyone knows that one, even though JC the Hyena is a piece of shit. And the story itself is cliche because of the plushie cliche, but the Sonic.exe character himself is really cool. And not to mention, you have like the rest of the whole Sonic.exe popularity going on. Like there's 2011X, there's Lord X, there's Fleetway Supersonic. There's many other EXEs and Xenophanes. There's that. And then you have Sonic.exe The Disaster and Sonic.exe Outcome Memories that's out there, even though I don't play Roblox, but I'm not a fan of Roblox either. But I've seen gameplay of of Sonic.exe The Disaster and Outcome Memories, because there's also another EXE in those games named Colossus, and he's pretty badass too, I'm not gonna lie. There's Laughing Jack, but we all know the author of Laughing Jack, Snuff Bomb, is also a piece of shit. And that guy can also go fuck himself because he was a PDF file. He's a menace like Seesaw. But yeah, we're not going to get onto that though. But yeah, I don't support the author, but Laughing Jack, the character, is really cool. Laughing Jill, I've been aware of that one. And then there's Eyeless Jack, and then there's the Rake. There's plenty more. Like, I can go on a tangent just talking about this. There's Masky, Hoodie, Tiki Toby, Kate the Chaser, the Proxies of Slender Man. You guys know them. If you've been around in the fandom for a long time like I have, you know who the fuck they are. Nina the Killer, I don't really know much to say about that one, because that one, is a Mary Sue, according to some people, and that character is not really good. There's Clockwork Your Time Is Up. A lot of you know that one, even though the story's bad, and I understand why people say that story's bad. There's Candy Pop, if you know that one. Candy Pop the Purple Balloon, if you know that story, and the character himself. He's fucking hot. There's the Puppeteer, creepypasta character made by Bleeding Heartworks. And by the way, Candy Pop is made by Promptus. From what I've gathered, Candy Pop is a creepypasta character that Promptus made. So yeah, and then again, and back onto the puppeteer. That creepypasta character is made by Bleeding Heartworks. There's a character named Zero. She's a creepypasta character made by Zombie Punk Rat. Nathan the Nobody. He's a creepypasta character made by Ivy Dark Rose. Bloody Painter. He's a creepypasta character made by Delu Cat. And then there's also Judge Angels. I don't know who created her, but Judge Angels is pretty cool too. Sally Williams Play With Me. You guys know that one, even though that one is a bit of a sad creepypasta story. It's more of a, in my opinion, it's more of a feels pasta than it is of creepypasta, because Sally Williams was she got killed by Uncle Johnny. You can just watch the story to know for yourself. It's a really sad one. Um, there's Tails Doll. We all know that urban legend. Like, there's so many creepypasta characters. I can go on. There's also Jason the Toy Maker, made by Chrysantiel, another creepypasta character, and he's also pretty fucking hot, along with the puppeteer. Like, there's a lot of them that not many people talk about, and I'm gonna explain why this is the case, because every time I come on the internet, I see nothing but this fucking new gen creepypasta shit. And I'm not into that shit. No offense, this is just my opinion. So just like, again, this is just my opinion. And I'm not going to name names because I wish to not spark attention or create a fiasco. That's not my intention here. Like, really, I don't need drama. But there's also people that have been making constant lost episode creepypastas, and I'm talking about the ones that make repetitive SpongeBob ones. Now, there's only one good SpongeBob creepypasta that I know of. It's none other than Red Mist, or Squidward's Ronnie McNutt. I'm just gonna say it as that, or Squidward's Suicide, whatever. That's what it's originally called, but best to just call it Red Mist. And yeah, if you know that one, it's basically where Squidward just, offs himself after everyone booed at him in a clarinet concert. Like, you guys know that creepypasta. I don't have to go into detail about that one. Like, that's the only good SpongeBob creepypasta, though, that I know of. Like, yeah, it's kind of overdue with the hyper-realistic talk, but, it's still pretty good in my opinion, the Lost episode itself. And, like, but the people, back on topic, though, I genuinely think that people who write repetitive SpongeBob creepypastas are fucking cringe. I'm just gonna be bluntly honest. I think people that write constant repetitive SpongeBob stories are just fucking cringe. You know, I'm not bashing anybody for being creative, but like, I've seen really shitty Lost episode creepypastas that are new gen, and none of them are good. Like, why write them in the first place if you're not gonna like be creative and you're just gonna make it go cliche and shit? But not only that though, I'm not interested in like looking at this new gen shit. Like these AI generated creepypasta stories, for an example. I don't want to see that shit. I personally think that shit's fucking cringe. Like, I don't want to like watch that shit. I'm not into AI. I hate AI with a burning passion. I think AI is lazy and it's stupid. In fact, I've done a video explaining why DeviantArt sucks, because, AI art and shit, but that's off topic. Back to the topic, though. But yeah, I'm also sick of seeing AI generated, plus AI thumbnail, new gen creepypasta stories. Like, I don't want to even watch that stuff. I avoid that shit entirely, because I'm not interested in that shit. I don't want to watch it, and I especially do not want to watch fucking new gen Lost episode creepypastas, whether it be SpongeBob or something else based off of another cartoon like Arthur or anything else. No, no, I'm not interested. I think it's cringe. I think it's just boring. And I'm more into classics. I don't want to watch any of that new gen trash. And I know what people are going to say. Oh, but you're missing out. This stuff's good. Yap, 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 yap. I don't fucking care. I don't want to watch it. I'm not interested. I'm more of a classics person, and it'll fucking stay that way. Don't rub it in my face, okay? Don't shove this down my fucking throat. I don't fucking care. Keep it to your fucking self. I don't want to fucking hear it. Like, you retards clearly support AI because you fucking write this AI generated fucking shit. And not to mention, I'm sick of seeing narrators having AI voices and shit. I don't want to watch that. And I especially do not want to see new gen lost episode creepypastas. In fact, again, I'm not naming names. I don't want to spark attention or create a fiasco because I don't need drama. But the good news is the lost episode new gen creepypasta community is somewhat dying. Again, I'm not naming names, but I'm happy that the new gen lost episode creepypasta community is officially dying. Good fucking riddance, because I don't need to see that shit ever again. I rather see classics and classics only than this new gen fucking trash. But again, why do I love the classics? Because I come from the golden era. Yes, I come from the 2000s, and I'm a golden age type of person. Okay? I'm a golden age type of person. I first started getting into creepypastas back in 2015, growing up. This was after I became a fan of Sport Hero, which is the Wii game I got in around, I think, 2011 or 2012. Even though that's off topic, but just for a brief origin lore about me. And like I said, the first ever creepypasta I gotten into was Slender Man, and then the first ever lost episode, which is a classic, was SuicideMouse.avi. And I started looking into all these other creepypastas, right? The characters. And then as years went by in 2015, that's when I started watching, what people do with the fandom. There's comic dubs, there's animations of these creepypasta characters that doing funny, goofy shit. There's a channel named Lychee Chong, I hope I pronounced that correctly, that does basically the cute version of creepypastas called Creepypasta, if you guys know that channel and remember those videos. I remember coming across those videos back in 2015, and it's just, creepypasta characters like Jeff, Eyeless Jack, or Sally, or Ben, etc., being cute and just doing goofy shit. I saw those animations as a teenager, and I thought those were pretty well made. Like, and that is real animation right there. If you look on that channel, that is real animation. No AI, none of that shit. The animation that person does is really fucking good. And then there's the creepypasta, Ask Tumblr YouTuber by the name of Cosplay All Day, if you know that one. Another channel I watched when I started diving deep into the creepypasta fandom. And then there's comic dubs as well. I remember there was a creepypasta comic I seen called Creepypasta Cafe. And there's many more. There's also The Seer by Madame Macabre. There's a lot. Like, you can just look up creepypasta animations and comics, and you'll find all of those on YouTube. It's not that hard to search for. And you guys might find them interesting. And I'm encouraging people to, revive the classics. I'm here to revive the 2010s classics. Even if some of them aren't good, but the characters are quite interesting. You should also check out Delu Cat and her content. She's the creator of Bloody Painter. And she's done animations of Bloody Painter. And there's also a game called Bloody Painter Dating Simulator that Delu Cat made. It's on Steam if any of you have the chance to play that. I can't play it because my computer doesn't support games, but I have to watch gameplay of it sometime. So there's games. There's a game of that called Bloody Painter Dating Simulator, and yes, it's not. It's made by none other than Cat, and yeah, I recommend you guys check that out if you're a gamer. And yeah, like there's again, I can go on and on. Um, but yeah, I'm here to revive the 2010s classics. I grew up with the classics. I forever love the classics, and it'll stay that way. I don't care for that new gen trash that I've been seeing in previous years and this year. Like I'm just not interested. So, and people say that Creepypasta is dead. Not really. From what I'm seeing, there are still people that talk about the 2010s classics to try and revive them. Like hell, I see people talking about the 2010s classics. Like I literally seen a video. I've seen videos of called Creepypasta icebergs, and there are videos of people still talking about the classics in those videos. So that shows me that yes, the classics are still alive. They're not dead entirely. They're not forgotten. You know, none of them are forgotten. But I do think people should talk more often about the Puppeteer, the creepypasta made by Bleeding Heartworks, Nathan the Nobody by Ivy Dark Rose, and there's also another one named Cage Cow. And there's others that should also be talked about, like Candy Pop by Promptus, um, Judge Angels, Bloody Painter by Cat, Jason the Toy Maker by Chrysantiel. Like, all of those should be talked about. Oh, there's also Nurse Anne. That's another creepypasta character that people should talk about. Like, there's a lot. And I'm hoping that those characters are talked about more often. Hopefully my video can spark that attention somehow. And, you know, the classics, especially these creepypasta characters, can be talked about more and revived. Because I genuinely am sick of seeing this new gen shit being advertised and promoted and getting all the attention. Same with the fucking new gen lost episode shit getting all the attention. When the classics and these other classic creepypasta characters, like the one that Bleeding Heartworks made, and one Ivy Dark Rose made, one Promptus made, one that Chrysantiel made, etc., one that Cat made, they get nothing. While the lost episode, the new gen lost episode shit, and this AI generated other new gen shit gets all the attention, but these classics that don't, they get nothing, and it bugs me a little bit to see that. It really does. It bugs me a little bit, and that's why I'm making this video, like, because I'm here to still try to revive the classics. I want to try and like revive the old fandom. I want to see more people talk about these 2010s classic creepypasta characters. I really do. Because, you know, they deserve much more review and attention that they can get instead of just being left behind and almost forgotten. That's why I'm making this video, to revive the 2010s classics and say, fuck that new gen shit, including the new gen lost episode shit. I'm here for the classics and the classics only, whether people like it or not. And if you disagree, guess what? Deal with it. Alright? Deal with it. I'm not bashing anybody here, but like, I don't want that shit being rubbed into me or shoved down my throat, and I don't like this shit getting all the attention while the classics get nothing. And that's why, like I said, that's why I'm speaking up, and I'm thinking that it's time for the classics to revive and be talked about more, and I really hope that happens. And that's why I am making this video. So if you guys do iceberg content, or you do like a, you know, creepypasta ranking content, please just rank the classics. The 2010s classics. Don't rank any of that new gen shit / new gen lost episode shit. I want to see people ranking the classics. Because I think that way it would help revive the 2010s classic creepypasta fandom much more. Um, I would also love to see people ranking and doing iceberg content on, creepypasta comic dubs and animations. So, that way more people know about that these exist too when the 2010s classic creepypasta fandom came into place. Like, I want to see those being talked about too. So, yeah, that way more people know that, yeah, these existed. What else is there? Oh yeah, and I did do a last night video. I did a video last night too, talking about my thoughts on the Mr. Creepypasta and Creeps McPasta controversy. I've pretty much said what I had to say in that video, and I'm not gonna lie, I do feel a lot better now speaking my mind on how I feel about what they've done. Because again, as much as I love watching their old narrations of narrating 2010s classics, as much as I like revisiting those, I do not support their actions. You know, and Creepypasta Jr., even though he's been inactive for like 4 years, you know, I don't support what he did either. I also don't support that, Mr. Creepypasta partaked and enabled this shit that Creeps McPasta and Creepypasta Jr. and Old Man Murphy, aka Well Hate Productions, did. I don't support what these four did. And I can only hope that their downfall comes because maybe this will make the Creepypasta community safe and great again. This is why I just don't look up to content creators anymore because of this shit. And, that's why I'm also speaking out as to why, the creepypasta community needs to make sure that minors are safe online and they're not being groomed by, PDF files in the community. But yeah, I know that's off topic, but, I thought I would just get that out there. But yeah, anyways, I think I've covered enough on here on this video. So, yeah, share this video around so, so that way my word is heard. And so hopefully this somehow garners enough attention to have 2010's classic creepypastas being revived and talked about more. I don't want to hear about this new gen shit anymore. I don't want to hear about this new gen lost episode shit anymore. I'm sick of all of that getting all the attention while the 2010s classics are getting nothing. I want to see more people talk about the 2010s classics, like genuinely. I want to see more people talk about those. So if you like this video and you like what I've said here, that, the golden era should be talked about more instead of this boring, cringy, shitty new gen shit being talked about, then yeah. I hope I've said enough with this. And I'm going to say it again. Revive the 2010s classic creepypastas. Fuck that new gen shit. I stay by liking the classics and I'll forever stay that way. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you all have a great day or night wherever you're at. Stay safe out there. And I'll see you guys whenever I feel like uploading again. Peace.